Jacob is one of the patriarchs of Judaism. There's Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob. This past week's Torah portion, the next 2 weeks, we're going to be learning a lot about Jacob and how he merited to be the patriarch of our people. It all starts off with his birth. Rebekah and Isaac were married, and Rebekah gave birth to twins. But the first one to come out, this baby was covered with lots of red hair, and he was called Esau. However, holding on to his heel was the next baby, Jacob. Now, that was not a good beginning to their relationship. The Torah tells us as they grew through their childhood, Isaac the father favored Esau. He liked that Esau was a hunter, and he would hunt off into the woods and bring back meat for him to enjoy, and Isaac really liked that. Rebekah, on the other hand, the mother, favored Jacob. Now, it's never a good thing for parents to favor one child over the other, and it set the stage for conflict between these two brothers. That was very unfortunate. The Torah tells us that Esau was a man of the field, and Jacob stayed at home at the tent close to his mother Rebekah. Well, it was one day that Esau had come back from hunting in the fields. He came into the doors and he said, "I am famished. What is that you are cooking, Jacob?" Well, Jacob happened to be cooking a pot of red lentil stew. And as he was stirring it, he looked at his brother and he said, "Well, I could give you some of this stew. However, you sell me your birthright first." Birthright? What's a birthright? Esau was born seconds before Jacob, and therefore in ancient society, he was the one to inherit all of his family's wealth. Well, at that moment, Esau said, "My birthright? What good is my birthright to me if I'm going to starve to death? I would rather eat lunch." And so Jacob gave him a bowl of the stew. He ate, and thus the Torah says Esau spurned his birthright. Now Jacob, if he were to have done the right thing, he should have given his brother lunch with no strings attached. But that's not what happened. Well, the years go by. Their father Isaac has become old, and he can no longer see through his eyes, and he's blind, and he's now confined to his bed. Now Isaac, the father, doesn't know how much longer he's going to live, so he summons his favorite son Esau to his bedside. He says, "Esau, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go and hunt in the fields, bring me back some game, some animal, make me a tasty dish, and I will offer you my innermost blessing." Esau says, "Of course I will." And Esau goes off. But unbeknownst to them, Rebekah, the mother, had overheard everything. And she goes to Jacob and she says to him, "Jacob, my son, go, bring out some of the little goats that we have. I will prepare a dish your father likes. Go into your father and say you are Esau so you can get the ultimate blessing." What do you think Jacob should have done? Not do it. Why would this be wrong to do?
Because God knows and God will give a very harsh punishment.
God knows, yes.
What was it, Jacob or Esau that traded the birthright?
Oh, it was Esau who traded the birthright to Jacob, and now Rebekah is telling Jacob to go in and pretend that he's his brother. Now at first Jacob says, "But mother, my brother is very hairy and I am smooth-skinned. If I come up to my father and he touches me, he will know, and I will bring upon myself curse and not blessing." She says, "Don't worry, my son, your curse will be upon me. Just do what I say." So she takes the skins of the goat, she attaches it to his hands. She has him dress in one of his brother's shirts, and then he brings in a cooked lamb dish to his father. He says, "Father, here I am." His father says, Who is it? Who is it?" He says, "I am Esau, your older son." And Jacob says, "How did you do this so speedily?" He said, "God has given me good fortune." "Come closer." Jacob comes closer to his blind father. His father reaches out and touches his arms, and he feels the goat skins on his hands, Oh, it's Esau. Phew. He eats of his dinner and drinks his wine, smells Jacob's shirt and says, my son Esau. Yeah, you smell of the fields. Your blessing shall be that you shall enjoy the dew of heaven and the fat of the earth. Your brothers shall serve you. Blessed are those that bless you, and cursed are those who curse you. Jacob leaves. Then moments later, guess who arrives with a platter full of cooked food? Esau. Esau comes in with his platter of food and says, Father, I'm here. And Isaac says, who are you? Esau says, I am Esau, your firstborn. Isaac begins to tremble violently and says, well, who was it then who came before you and who I blessed? It was your brother Jacob. Esau puts down the food and says, Father, bless me too. And Isaac says, I've already given him my innermost blessing. What can I bless you with? Esau begins to cry. And Isaac says, okay, you also shall benefit from the dew of heaven and the fat of the earth. However, your brother shall rule over you, yet in time you shall break his yoke from upon your back. Not terribly a great blessing. Esau, how do you think Esau felt at this moment? Pretty angry. Jealous. Very sad. Mad. He was so mad, he was thinking he wanted to kill his brother. This was not a good moment in the Torah, but fortunately our story doesn't end here. Rebekah sends Jacob off to go stay at her brother Laban's house in a totally different area, and with the goal of letting Esau have time to cool down. So Jacob leaves. But Jacob made mistakes in his youth. There is no doubt. But Jacob goes to live with his uncle Laban, and he stays there for 20 years. And during that time, he learns what it's like to be tricked and to be lied to, because his uncle tricks him into marrying a woman he didn't want. And then he has to work 7 more years for the hand of his beloved Rachel. He works many more years, and his uncle changes his wages time and time again. It is during those 20 years, Jacob learns what it's like to be the victim. Jacob is changed by this experience. He never thought what it was like to be in Esau's shoes. And after 20 years, his time is to pack up his family and to go back to Israel. And so he does. And as he is approaching after 20 years, he hears Esau has 40 men with him. He's going to finally meet up with his brother after all these years, and he doesn't know what's going to happen. So he sends gifts to his brother. Lots and lots of cows and sheep and goats as special presents to Esau before he even encounters him. The night before, Jacob wrestles with this divine being, this angel of God, and as a result, his name is changed from Jacob to Israel, because the angel says, you have striven with divine beings and you have prevailed. However, Jacob comes out limping as a result of his struggle. He struggled with the man he used to be, with the man he is today, and he is humble now. So then it is on the fields. Jacob is now ready to meet Esau. He sees Esau in the distance, and he's walking with a limp towards his brother, bowing down to the ground 7 times until finally he's face to face with Esau. And in probably the best moment of the Torah, Esau runs up to him. He hugs his brother Jacob, he kisses him, and they both cry. It is a moment of forgiveness between 2 brothers. It's a moment of great growth. And it is this time that Jacob has proven himself worthy to be the patriarch of our people. He is indeed has become Yisrael, a man who has wrestled with God, who has wrestled with his past, and has become a better person because of it. It is because of Jacob's journey that he can be the father of the 12 tribes of Israel.